Continuing our series on where to launch rockets in the greater Phoenix area. Today we are at Esteban Park in South Phoenix, right on the north side of South Mountain. This is a very big park, but has a small part of it designated for flying model rockets. So we're going to take a look at that here today and get some measurements, put one up in the air to see how things go, and go from there. Standing on the south side of Esteban Park's flying area. This field has lots of big old trees in it, and it has a line of trees that cut right through the middle of the part where you are able to fly. There's also some wide open area over here that could be used for recovery. And here is the parking lot for this place. You're coming off of 32nd, and I'll show an overhead map of the driveway here. There's actually two driveways into this park. Standing right about in the middle of the Esteban Park launch area, there are some big ancient trees here. This row of eucalyptus trees is spectacular. These things will eat rockets. So this is designated for A and B motors. I would definitely go 13mm motors and A motors only here on a streamer, or you're going to be losing your rockets. We'll take a look in a moment from the east end of the park looking west. This is a very rectangular, long east to west, short north to south. But the south area here, and you can see the South Mountain in the background there, there is some recovery area that's undeveloped parkland here, and then a little bit chained off area if your rocket were to land in there, or the parking lot, you'd be able to recover. But lots to navigate here with trees. So this is the eastern quadrant of the park area here. I would definitely, and we're going to launch from here. The western quadrant is pretty tight with the trees, so we're going to call that recovery area. So we're going to set up in the middle of this part of the field here and put one in the air, and I think we're going to have plenty of room to recover a rocket launched on an A motor. Here's an overhead view of Esteban Park and the part of this park where you are allowed to fly model rockets. It's a very small portion of this thing. This area right here along Rosa Road, South 32nd Street to the west, Rosa Road, East Rosa Road to the north, and it's this little part right here. So we'll zoom in a little bit. Parking area is here, and these two little fields here, and then this area is undeveloped and dirt, so it really can be counted as recovery area, as you'll see, and as we looked at on the video. These trees here are big and they are in the way. So just to give a little bit of, to give an idea of the size of this place, you can see that it's weirdly shaped. It's not square at all, plus the trees get in the way. This path cuts through. You'll see when we launch, when I launch, I'm right about here in the center of this quadrant here. We'll look at the whole area here, but these trees have to be taken into account. So if you launch right in the middle here, these are some little cabana things. There's a picnic table right there. So you have to take that into an account as well. If your rocket lands on top of these things, you should be able to get it. They're about 1 story tall. So just to measure a little bit of distance, if we go from one corner to the other here, actually we need to look at it like right here, 550 feet. We'll look at it from here to look from inside the trees and going this way, 331 feet. You're really looking at, it's such an interesting and weird shape. Really, this circle, more like an oval, is your flying area. You can fly in here, but you're really going to want to use really small motored rockets, because from there to there is 300 feet. So it's about 300 square. Here's the SSS website map of Esteban Park showing that quadrant here where we are allowed to fly. We have a Quest Antari going up here at Esteban Park on an A8-3 motor. The wind is coming, well, it's swirling here right now. So it's coming down on the streamer, shouldn't go that high. I should be able to recover this. We're gonna find out, but that's why we do this here. Launching a little rocket here at each of these parks to make sure that they fly well. So here we go. Range is clear, sky is clear, got continuity going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got an event, and here comes the rocket down on a streamer. And right in the tree. So here we go. Oh man, this park is gonna eat rockets, so that's just the way it's gonna work. You gotta be really careful with this one. That's the first one I've sacrificed doing this series, and there's no way I'm getting that. It's 50, 100 feet up there. So I'll donate it to the rocket gods. Wrapping it up here at Esteban Park. I debated whether I would put this one on the video series because I lost my rocket. And the decision is yes, obviously, because you've watched it through to this point. Even experienced rocketeers lose rockets no matter what you do. I chose to fly at this park that had massive, very mature trees. The wind took it a little bit, even on a streamer. It was just a cheapy rocket. I did that on purpose just in case, because I do that often when I fly places I've never flown before, because I don't have a feel for the place. But that is what happens. I still would recommend this place to come, A&B motors, especially 13mm motors on streamers. And there's places to fly out here. It's actually bigger than I thought it was going to be when I arrived and when I had checked it out. So Esteban Park.